Look at this, folks. Would you just take a look at it? It's truly amazing, isn't it? I mean, you stand before something like this, you know, and you can really marvel at this creation that we were given and live in, despite the fact that, you know, living in a fallen world, in a fallen state. But it's moments like these that you can kind of stop and just appreciate. And I don't know, it's absolutely amazing, isn't it? It's almost like a painting. It feels almost like a painting that you can reach out, you know, like you can almost not literally reach out and touch, but this detailed painting up in the sky. I don't know, almost like, I know all these clouds and stuff are moving, but for this brief second you look up and it's, I don't know, absolutely majestic. Well, hello there, friends. It is Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. Approximately, I think, 10 a.m. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful footage. I think I took it Sunday evening. We've had some absolutely amazing sunsets every day here. There's a pretty big hailstorm not too long ago. I don't know if there's anyone else in Colorado. I know Admiral Zyphos is, so I hope that you didn't get affected too much. Mr. Cheeky Breeky, I hope that your cheeky remained breeky. George Cheeky Breeky. But yeah, just gorgeous, man. Just getting in kind of a early morning-ish walk. I've sort of been, I'll take my mom to work, and then if I don't have to go to work, I'll wait a little bit and then go for a long walk. Yeah, trying to get, a part of it is just getting out there, getting the sunlight, both earlier in the day and later in the day. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure the vitamin D helps, but just getting out there, man. Spent enough time laying down in bed, right? But I've already said all that stuff. Had a pretty good day at work, folks. Long day, up on my feet most of the day with just occasional like minute or two of sitting down. Did pretty good, man. The no coffee thing is getting easier and easier. But yeah, no, I was gonna say that the pain level, something seemed to be feeling a little bit better, folks. Up on my feet for most of the day, most of the day. And that includes also going for a walk in the morning, and then even after dinner. Just went home, had like 2 pounds of burgers and 3 tin cans of sardines, and even went for a long walk after that and felt pretty good. Something I think is actually working, folks. Something is actually feeling better. I think this plan is actually leading to something. Just no exercise for now, just walking and carnivore diet, and I think things are moving in a positive direction, knock on wood. Ew. Ow. Something on my arm, a bug. So anyway, this is going to be a video about the topic of coffee. Why are you trying to get off of coffee? You know, I've had, I don't know, I think I'm now, in terms of like a no coffee streak, at a week or over a week now. I think I lasted about a week before this, and then had a couple of days that were pretty rough. So I'm building up that muscle and the energy is slowly getting up there. I don't have any issues with headaches. It's mostly just a very large dip in energy levels, but I'm starting to get a taste, like a feel for that, like clean energy that people talk about, your natural energy, not the highs and lows where it's just that clean. It's not quite there, believe me. It's low. It's like a low hum, if you will. But I think once I'm consistent enough and give it enough time, I think, you know, the body should stabilize. And actually, you know, really getting off of the caffeine, I think I've been having some better sleep. I mean, some of the evenings even, like, you legitimately actually fall asleep for some hours, and you can feel like you woke up. It wasn't just sort of this half awake, half asleep, dreamlike state in bed. So why get off the coffee, folks? I would say the simplest reason is just to see what happens, you know? I mean, I can what, spend six. I think I'm going to try to go for the rest of the year, folks. I was thinking let's do the summer, but I'm thinking, you know, what if I just go for the rest of 2021 and see what happens? That's really what it is. See what happens. Why do you want to see what happens? Well, I mean, I've spent most of my life being you know, like a coffee binge drinker. You know, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus cups. And when I say cups, I mean mugs, not like the little tiny 6-ounce cuck cups, like the actual what a cup is. You know, I have a big old cup. It's like the meme, oh, my doctor says I could only have 1 glass of wine a day, and the 1 glass is like this giant bowl or something, or vase. And, you know, it didn't affect me. I mean, I could drink coffee and then go to bed. I mean, I'm sure it probably affected me in ways that I didn't know, because you get used to it, right? You become overly reliant, which is another thing where I hate that feeling of being reliant on something you don't actually need. You know, you need food, you need water, but you don't actually need coffee. I mean, you think you need coffee because we become so addicted to it and reliant, but I mean, I think you know what I mean. And this isn't like trying to preach diet, anything like that, or I'm high and mighty because I'm trying to get off of coffee. None of that. For me, it's just purely, I mean, it purely is just an experiment on myself to see what happens if I, like, what happens, you know, when you've drank this for so long and you've become so reliant. And then, you know, over 2 years ago, kind of developing the sleep issues I did, and know that all that had your, you know, if you're going to say, well, it's because you're eating just meat. Like, no, this all happened before any of that. You know, just to see, well, what effect does giving caffeine up for many months have on sleep and sleep quality? I mean, if it makes like a small difference, then I'll take it, right? I mean, when you already don't get the greatest of sleep, like every little thing you can do to get back some of that quality, I don't know, I think is very important, especially if you've got stuff going on. I mean, like the back issues and stuff I've got. No, you start to feel it, the poor quality sleep, I think, as you start getting older, and that accumulation of it, you really start to feel like, yeah, man, when you don't get good sleep, it is like, whoa. And yeah, you can try to mask it with coffee. I mean, that's really what coffee does, is it masks the fact that you're tired. And like, it just, you can feel that it's not really giving you what you think you want, right? It's not giving you so-called energy. And so, I don't know, I think it's just come time to give it up, folks, for a good. I really think I want to do the remainder of 2021. At the very least, you know, is it going to be forever? I don't know. At the very least, if anything, it'll just reset your tolerance level so that, you know, maybe you can go drinking it again sometime, but actually, like, just a small amount, and your level has been reset. So that's that. And I mean, once you start looking into it too, you know, the whole, you know, it's one of those things too where sometimes there's something to be said for just trying something, right? Yeah, how about you try moving out of your parents' house? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, oh, by the way, yeah, stuff is definitely more and more discussions going on at work, and I'm thinking, folks, it's kind of looking like they might be offering like opportunities from promotions and all that kind of stuff and more hours. So I think something is in the works, folks. So there may be some kind of possibility for some kind of movement and advancement, actually, finally. So, but there's something to be said for just, you know, you can research and study and see, oh geez, I think it's an eagle or something. But, you know, you can research and study and this and that, but there's really something to be said for just trying something for a good while and seeing how your body reacts and what happens. I mean, I think a part of it too is, you know, with the carnivore diet, you know, which I'm not going to get into it too here, but I just want to see what happens. And something seems to be going in a positive direction. So, but yeah, I know the caffeine thing is truly, I gotta say, way harder than giving up the carbs or anything was. It's just that smell, that comforting smell, that sort of warmth, all that mood that it kind of brings and gives you. I just remember, I think, you know, I'm getting better at it, but you have these, sorry, my mouth is a little dry, so sorry you see the spittle or whatever. But you just have these days where, man, get up in the morning and just my dad will make himself a Keurig cup, K-cup of coffee. And it's just, you know, some days, like, it doesn't really have much of an aroma, and others it really, like, man, you can really smell it, and it just like hits you. And it's just that memory, that memory that you've been so programmed with that, wow, and then like being at church for the coffee hour thing, yeah. All right, Eagle, get out of here. You get the, man, you know, they like bring out the stuff, people pour their cups, it's all over you. It's like, it's so triggering, man. Like, man, it's like, oh, I could stand here and have a cup of coffee and be so comfortable and all and this and that, but yeah, no, gotta give it a try, folks. Gotta give it a try. If you don't try it, who knows? And I mean, you know, I don't know the exact sciences behind it, but I think my vague understanding is that I think you have receptors in the brain that it fills in because it's similar to some other kind of chemical. And so what ends up happening is your body ends up having to make more of those chemicals. And I think those chemicals are supposed to build up over the day, and then I think at night they clear out. So you're bringing those chemicals in to fill those receptors. I forget, something to do with adenosine too. If it mimics adenosine, I forget the science behind it now. So like, in the reality of it is, like, it's actually hiding. You know, like, this isn't, I think. Yeah, once you actually like look deep into it of how it actually works, like, it's not like it is masking the fact that you're actually tired. You know, I think, you know, maybe a certain modicum amount of it is probably fine. And I mean, I'm sure lots of people drink it and don't have any issues. It's just when you got stuff going on, you know, when you've got stuff going on, whatever it is. And the best description I can give you is it's not even, you know, it's sure it is the back stuff and the sleep stuff, but I think it's just general kind of a lifetime of bad eating habits and all that catch up to you and take a lot of time to like peel back and unwind. So you just have this overall systemic feeling of just like, man, I just don't feel good in a way. And this is like even before, you know, the whole carnivore diet. So don't be like, well, it's because you just eat the meat. Like, no, it's like every little bad food, you know, you have some alcohol and it hits you like 10 times worse than it ever used to. Just stuff like that. Your system feels like it's so utterly sensitive to everything. You know, you eat some bad food, whatever, and you get like, whatever pleasures you used to get out of it are even less than before, and the bad effects, like I said, are magnified 10 times, and it takes you way longer to recover. That it's just, yeah, no, and you know, and the whole thing, I think caffeine is an actual plant poison that plants produce to like, so like bugs, you know, that try to eat the seeds, man. I mean, all that stuff. I know I'm not big brain enough to quite understand all the science, but I'm sure if you're curious, you can look it up. There's a lot more to it than just, oh, just stop drinking at noon, and you know, it just gives you energy. Like, it's a little bit more complicated than that. And it's interesting how coffee is one of those socially acceptable drugs, if you will, and addictions. Which is very interesting, right? But anyway, this probably could have been explained much sooner, but somehow I managed to turn this into 15 minutes. That's why am I going to do that for the rest of my life? I don't know, probably not, but at the very least for 2021, I just want to see what happens, folks. I've drank it my entire life. It'll always be there. I could at least see, you know, what happens if you just get off of it completely, and, you know, see what happens. You know, do you notice, like, once you stabilize, your like energy is actually better, cleaner, without all the drops and dips? Oh, dip! Oh, dip! Does sleep get better? You know, in which case it's kind of becomes the like, well, you can either have these benefits or have this comfort, you know, that comes with the discomfort. So anyway, that's the video of why I am wanting to get off of coffee right now. I'm gonna go get up. I think I got some more walking to do, and got some stuff to do today. So, but yeah, things appear to be moving in a pretty good direction, folks. Shockingly so, actually. That, wow. I might actually be onto something. Bye-bye.